This week, the boys have booked tickets to the second week of finals, and then they booked flights to Sydney. We're still under the weather a little bit, but it's time for some shark fin soup. Welcome to On the Ranch. On the Ranch, episode 184, brought to you by Molly Malone's, best Irish pub this side of the River Kwai. Probably used that one before. I'm XR Bob. I'm on Twitter. I'm on X. I'm on Instagram too. Would you believe? You'll find me there. Guy sitting across from me on the spot. He is horizontal. Well, he's vertical today. I'm surprised. He's done the Tony Stark arms. Look at him. He's here. He's back. Pistol blazing two guns.
Back again. How good is it? And maybe Molly Malone's best Irish pub this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah, probably that too. Probably a slight contributor to the gravelly voices we're kind of carrying this week.
Yeah, look, it was a good one.
It was a good one. And half the reason we're recording on a Wednesday night instead of a Tuesday night. The other half of the reason is because I wasn't here.
Yeah.
And we couldn't let you do this by yourself.
Well, I actually didn't finish work last night until 9:15, believe it or not. Now I know people go, pistol doesn't work. Bullshit. Started at 7, finished at 9:15 last night.
Okay, here we go.
And that's 7 a.m. as well, fuck yous.
Sure it was. Yep, finished at 9:15 a.m. Billy's on the video, and he's got a mic.
Yes.
Here he is.
Hello, everybody.
He's not quite as gravelly as we are.
Nah, I stayed in for that game, but it was still just as emotional.
Even when you lost power for half of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not good.
Not much fun.
Shout out to your sparring partner at home there, Russell. Did see him at Molly's afterwards. We did share a couple of, well, we didn't drink out of the same cup. Like, we shouted each other a couple of drinks. Does know how to throw back a JD.
Oh, yeah, he's good at it.
Well, the old Panikins of Power had their debut home game, and, well, they're 100%. They're winning. And people are actually buying them now. It's great. We got the merch up. Go to the store. Now, the store, I'm working off memory here, is ontheranchNQ.myshopify.com. Go there. I think it's $19.
It's $19. It's cheap as chips.
For an On the Ranch Panikin.
Which we can confirm definitely holds a full schooner from the Cowboys Leagues Club with breathing room. You're not like pouring it in and then you've still got like
no dregs,
a little bit left that I've got to drink out of the Panikin now to pour the rest in. Holds it comfortably. Holds at least 2 7-ounce spirit glasses with ice at the same time.
What it also holds is a black rat.
It does hold a black rat.
Which is a Bundy rum and Coke, for those who don't know.
At the football. Football black rats with cups of ice.
With a cup of ice, perfectly. So it's about 440, 450 mil.
It's around that, yeah.
Actually, no.
I think it might be 460.
Be 460, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
To fit a schooner.
Yeah, well, Scooty's 425 and it fitted comfortably.
What's 460 then? I don't know.
I
Something
don't know.
else.
A pint's 560.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It doesn't quite fit a pint. Not that we've tried.
No, we have not.
But it wouldn't, because it fits a schooner just nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're 100%. You were drinking out of yours watching the Bulldogs game the week before, so yours is 200%.
Mine's 200%.
Mine is definitely 100%, but as the founding father of the Panikin of Powers, it's definitely... I was in two minds about them, Robs, because I've got the original one that I've been going with ever since Magic Round, right?
Ooh.
And it's not seen too many losses.
I can see the
at
dilemma.
all.
Yeah.
And I drink out of it even when they play away.
Yeah.
I've got to make sure I've got something in me Panikin before the kickoff. Mm. I think we've lost to Manly and Golden Point. Now, that wasn't the Panikin's fault. It did everything in its power to get them over that game. We just could not kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Okay? I think it's then lost the Broncos when we were up and we capitulated.
Well, that was an anomaly.
That was an anomaly. I'm not blaming the Panikin on that one because it was there doing its damn thing.
Yeah, that was the original Panikin.
That was the original one. So in order to drink out of the On the Ranch one, I spent all Friday night having the original one upside down into the new one, sharing all its magic and power,
Yep.
vice versa. They were spooning each other.
Good idea.
I thought I'd try it for a test drive on the Friday night.
Ooh.
So before doing that, I poured a little bit of rum into the original, swirled it around, and then poured that rum into the new one just so that they got to meet each other.
Bit of transference of
Yeah.
power, get familiar.
Yep. And like I said, they cuddled and schmoozed for a good 3 hours before drinking out
So
of it.
you're like a full-on alchemist.
Yeah, like it's...
Like you're mixing a brew in one side and pouring it into the other. I like it.
And then to make sure that the original wasn't left out and turn its back on us, knowing that, hey, I haven't left you for this new thing. It's just got to do it. I left the TV on with the footy on with it while it was sitting there watching the game while I went out to the stadium.
It's like training an AI.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just to make it feel welcome.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that.
So we've got 3 more games with this, and go to shopify.com.au and or whatever link that was that Rob is, and we'll post that up on our socials as well.
On the ranch, NQ, all one word, .myshopify.com, and I believe Billy's just verified that for us, and it works quite nicely.
I typed it in without the .com and I couldn't find it. I went, oh, so I went digging, but no. On the ranch, nq.myshopify.com.
Perfect. And there's only one option there, and you can get normal or express postage,
You can.
or you can pick it up from the office here, which is right here where we record.
Yep. If you do want to pick it up from the office, just let us know. Hey, I've paid money. I do live in Townsville. Where do I pick it up? You will get a address pinged to your phone.
Yes,
And you can pick it up between business hours.
indeed. Or you
If,
can,
if you can't, send us one for text and we'll pick it up and we'll
we'll find a special arrangement.
work something out.
It's quite easy,
Can't be that hard.
but they are pretty bloody good.
You'd be mad not to have one for this Sharks game Friday night.
Hell yeah.
You'd be mad not to drink out of one this Friday night.
I do believe a lot of our Patreon fans have already got theirs,
They do, yes. There's been
Including-
photos put up.
including guys in
Melbourne.
and possibly Bundaberg. Keith,
Yes, Keith.
not to give away where he lives, but he's in Bundaberg. Those guys got theirs. I believe Carsten's is on its way.
Carstens has been shipped.
I don't know where that would be, Carsten, but it's definitely not in the back of Morgan's car. So,
For the next 8 years.
which is surprising because he's actually over there, and it probably would have got there quicker.
No.
No, you don't think so?
They weren't here when Morgan left, but if they were,
No, because they would have stayed.
if they
In
were,
Morgan's suitcase.
Morgan, it would have been slower still to get to Carsten, even though it's like a 45-minute flight to wherever Morgan would be to drop it off there. It would never have happened.
Speaking of our Patreon fans, they got 35 minutes of extra chatter this week, and that's brought to you by Yes PF, Yes Property and Finance. You can find it at yespf.com.au for commercial property finance of all kinds.
Yeah.
And give them a call.
Rural listings, industrial.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's quite a bit on there.
Businesses.
So thanks very much to YesPF for that one. Postman this week, Harry Davies has got a question for us. Excluding the 2015 Grand Final, what's your favourite Cowboys finals game of all time? Mine's easy. I believe it was a 30-something point drubbing of the Sharks.
I haven't read the run sheet today, so I'm going to pad while you say yours and come up with something.
Well, look, I haven't really put a whole lot of thought into this one because I've got a terrible memory and I can't remember a lot of games. But I do know that we beat the Sharks, I think it was in 2017, by quite a margin. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But was it that year we beat them 30-something?
2015 that was. It
Was
was
that 2015?
39-0, yeah.
39-0. What a score line.
Yeah,
There was a cheeky field goal in there somewhere.
there was, just to put it beyond doubt.
Yeah, yes. It's a shame you can't get 39 plus, but that's that would probably be up there with mine, and of course that was 2015 as well.
Yeah.
So
There's been a lot, many. The 2017 run to the grand final, written
Yeah.
against all odds. I'm going to go back to the first series though in 2004.
that would, I agree.
It was. I'll set the scene. I'll pad it up. You got Dogs versus Cowboys, I think it was 2nd versus 7th back in those days. No one gave Cowboys a hope of Hades of even kicking off, never alone winning. Matty Singh scores a hat-trick. We were up 26-0 there at one stage, and defence was just outstanding attack. Lee McWilliams was tearing people up through the middle with dummy half runs. Bulldogs did come back, but we won that 30-22. Bit of a juggernaut, but in those days, with the systems, it was the highest placed winner hosted the next week.
Yep.
It wasn't 1 versus 4 and
Yep.
and 5 versus 8 and all that. So 2 versus 7. 7 ended up being the highest because the highest ranked winners would get a week off. So you would think 1 and 2 win, they'd get a week off.
Yep.
In this case, 2 lost. So I think 1 and 3 might have won, which then meant 2 teams also got eliminated out, which meant 7 and another team had won. So 7 was the highest, one of the highest ranked winners.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know. This is like a Charlie Day red stripe thing. A bit of Russell Coit going on here. So it meant Cowboys hosted Broncos in the final game. We haven't beaten Broncos ever. The closest we got was 20-all draw one time in a season. Ben Walker kicked a goal after the siren. Cowboys.
Now, hang on. Just going back then, because, again, I've got memory like a sieve. Didn't Broncos have the right to host a game, but they elected to have it up here? Was that year?
Yeah, it was. I don't know how that politics works. It could have been something like that. Suncorp might have been booked out. I was led to believe that was the highest ranked winning team in week 1 would host.
I don't think it was a rule.
Week 2.
I think the Broncos said, we'll take it up to Townsville because it was their first final or something like that.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure
Anyway.
across that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cowboys played Broncos week 2, 2004, and 10-0, first time Cowboys ever beat Broncos ever. And we happened to do it in an elimination or semi-final.
Yeah.
Crowd was going off. I was there front and centre. I've just been sent a photo of that back in the day.
Yeah,
There's all of us wearing face paint. We wore face paint back then.
we did.
2004, was it 20 years
I
ago?
was down on that photo. I was there that night, but I wasn't in that photo.
I was a young 21-year-old.
Oh, my God. And
Wearing
it looks it. You
wearing
can see it.
Big Audi hat.
Howdy hats.
Yeah, I was the original Howdy
The
hats.
original howdy hats. I hung on to that howdy hat for a long time back then.
Yeah. Look at that.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That'd be my one of my. There's a lot, but yeah, that 04 Broncos first win.
I'm just looking up the actual finals there.
Josh Hannay was the super boot, slotting it left-footed from all directions.
Yeah, semi-final. 18th of September versus Brisbane Broncos, Dairy Farmers Stadium, 10-0. 24,989. The crowd. That's not bad.
That's back when we had a hill. It was sardines.
Yeah, it certainly was, as you can see from that photo. That's pretty much how we were sitting all night on top of each other. But yeah, no, that was a good little throwback there, Harry. So thanks for that.
And just on that photo as well, quick shout out to Leighton Smith, journalist at the Townsville Bully. Saw him on Saturday night at the footy.
We did.
That's an article he's just written. I think it's published tomorrow. So
Well, have a read of that one.
good work, Smithy.
Finals week 1 versus the Knights. Speaking of, 28-16 at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Another 24,800 odd crowd there, just slightly short of the capacity of 25,000 by a couple of hundred people, which is not bad. No, that was very good. It was a beautiful night. Absolutely. The weather, unbelievable.
The day build up, the lead into it.
You had that buzz about it.
Did.
I know we started at Molly's and we went to the Leagues Club, which, by the way, was packed.
Yes.
And then the Stampede was huge.
It was great.
That reminded me of the prelim final last year.
Yeah.
The year before. Had that same sort of buzz about it. So,
Yeah.
No, that was really good.
We had a bloke that did an on-the-spot video, probably one of his better ones.
At least. Had to have been, yeah.
Had a good story to it.
Did. Only one take,
A one take.
allegedly.
one take.
5 tries to 3. Kyle Felt with that intercept it was just chef's kiss. Beautiful.
There's a few of us around there that had him for first try scorer as well.
Yeah, if we had to put it on. Murray Talangi in the 44th. Jordan McLean. Well, see, 12-4 half time with the Knights up at that point.
It wasn't in the travel brochure.
It wasn't, but I didn't feel like we were out of it.
No.
Still felt like 8 points wasn't going to be that hard to pull back.
If Knights scored first after half time, it would have been a different story in a way. I still think that we would have still been in it, but the hard way, far out.
Yeah, well, as it turns out, Murray getting over in the 44th gave us all that little bit of, here we go.
And then Macca untouched.
Macca untouched in his first try of the season off the nudie run.
Yeah.
What a perfect time for Macca
Then
to
good
score.
ball from Drinky. He's gone to gunslinger it out back, but then changed his hand shape and just went short.
It was a funny little throw too. It wasn't a full on bullet pass. It was like a little
just a
lob.
Just a change lob.
It was well played, and obviously they didn't read it, so that was good. And then Rubes and Tommy Dearden Sears. Well, Tommy in the 78th minute just rubbing salt in the wound, just like we like to see. Val only missed one, so
it's a shame. He was on a streak there.
It was his first one too.
He was on a streak too.
So Jaden Brayley, Fletcher Sharp and Dylan Lucas getting over for the Knights, and Kalen Ponga kicking 2 from 3. I tell you what, Kalen Ponga was probably the reason that they scored 16 points. He's bloody hard to tackle.
Yeah. He was getting to the outside of defenders, and Tom Dearden's a good defender.
He was putting a step on and just leaving people for dead.
Yeah.
Breaking ankles left, right and centre.
Yep.
So I'm glad the rest of the Knights couldn't put it together, including a pass that I think it was a gay guy, put it down.
Yeah, if he catches that, different story.
Or if Ponga had a pass to the inside, where I think it was Gamble was there, would have sealed it probably for them, or at least put them further away. So
if Ponga also kicks that goal, I think it hits the uprights or miss, and it was an easy shot too.
Yep.
That's 18-16. They're playing in front psychologically.
Yeah.
Bit of a turning point there.
A few little momentum shifters, but look, it is what it is, and you can only play what's put in front of you.
And it says W. So all the people that go, wasn't as convincing, mate. It says W. You don't need to win by 50 in finals.
Have a look in 2015.
You win by 1.
How many games
doesn't matter.
How many games did we win by 1 or 2 points in 2015, including the grand final?
Just get the W. It doesn't matter. 3 games, 3 Ws. That's all we need.
It's funny as you go down the stats, though, like we dominated pretty much, attacking runs, run meters, post-contact meters, line breaks. The only thing we didn't really dominate was tackle breaks, 51 to 41, which is unusual. Probably is usual.
A lot of tackle breaks.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that set. Does that come under ineffective tackles for the opposition? You know how they got some weird stats. And offloads, the Knights 10 to our 5. We're not a very big offloading team.
No, and it would have been good to have a few out there.
You wouldn't hurt.
A bit of second phase. There was times where I think Robbo made a line break there out of dummy half, and just go to the ground with it, do the game plan, and that's good. It's safe.
It could be one of Toddy's game plans. Look,
every now and then,
only offload if you're sure.
Yeah. Don't just push a pass because.
No. Some nice big bombs from Cliffo. I love it. He's just shy of Burton as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he does have a roost on him.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly big.
He doesn't come across as big enough to do it, but Jesus, they get up there.
And when you hear of bombs, you go, Burton bomb, and they come down with snow on them, but Cliff can roost them.
And accurately.
Isn't that right, Bill?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bill, he's here. So we did we recorded a live 3-2-1.
We did.
At the game.
Someone's inebriation failed to upload it to the socials.
We had Nick Ford Daly with us as well, Nick from Australia. So unfortunately, that video has been Well, let's call it quarantined.
Oh well, it's still live. It's still there.
It's still there, but it's probably
probably irrelevant to be posted.
It's probably also
5
not going to
days
see the
after.
light of day because there's other things in there they've been committed to that probably aren't going to happen.
Yeah,
So,
that's correct.
and we were both quite inebriated at the time, and no voice. That's half the reason. That's why I'm keeping my voice kind of down low because as soon as it tries to go up a pitch or two, it cracks and.
You just got to have that little husky.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody loves it at the moment.
So with your voice
you could go
now,
to sleep with this voice.
do you give credit to Batman on how he has to put a voice on when he fights crime? Where is she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the skit where they're saying he's like, I'm definitely not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I have seen that.
And then
yeah.
he disappears and comes back in the suit, but he's talking like Batman.
Yeah, I have seen that.
It's a good one. Anyway, 3-2-1s, which, like I say, were recorded, but we didn't put them up there. I've gone Robbo for 3. Now, admittedly, I did these when I was also very inebriated, but I just watched the game live.
Yeah.
So I can't remember the reasons why I picked these people, but I think it's going to be pretty obvious. So I went Robbo for 3 points. I think you two went.
I did Robbo 3
You
as
did
well.
Robbo
I'm in
3.
the same boat as you are at this.
Clearly, Robbo had a good game. We just can't remember why.
And he was making good passes out of dummy half, good service. He had a bit of a run game as well.
Tackled his coccyx off.
Tackled. Defence wins football games. I've
Not
always
even-
said that.
Not even a coccyx anymore.
Just he's like John Cena. You can't see him. He's just no one out there.
No. 2 points, I went Ruben Cotter. And why not? He's a lovable larrikin from Serena.
I went the Felt man.
You did, and rightly so.
Rightfully so. 290 odd run meters, a good intercept. I did have a little flutter on him on a felt hat.
Ooh.
When he scored that first one, I was like, guys, we only need 2 more, and 2 more never came.
Oh, one more never came.
Dang.
Well, not from Felt.
Yeah,
anyway.
1 more didn't come.
1 point, I went Hillam Lukey. I think he's having his breakout year.
Yeah.
And as long as he keeps that up into next year, he'll be one of the best back rowers in the comp.
Yeah. Origin next year's got a good tinge of Cowboys to it,
Indeed.
admittedly staying healthy and fit.
He will. Let's not put that out there for him. And you've gone for 1.
I go on 1 with Tommy Dearden.
Good choice.
Yeah, because Morgan's not here, and
Someone's got to.
Someone's got to.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Come on, he steered that ship. Steered it.
No, he did. He did good, Tommy.
He did good. Good work, Tommy.
You're a good kid.
Well done, kid. All right, well, that was finals week 1, and what a finals game it was, and it puts us in good stead for finals week 2.
Would you say we just won the Elimination Chamber,
You could say that.
and now we're going into Survivor Series?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
That's good.
All right, sounds
How
good.
do we win Survivor Series? Sharpshooter,
Yep,
figure 4 leg lock,
sure.
rock bottom.
I got no idea what you're talking about. It's some wrestling thing. That's all I'm going to assume. Finals week 2 kicks off, and it's this Friday night, which for better or for worse could work against us. But we haven't had a lot of Friday night games, but nor have the Sharks.
No.
And it's up against the Sharks, and it's at Allianz, neutral ground to a point.
To a point, it's neutral.
It's now, it's what, 45, 50 minutes from their other home ground, from Shark Park, but allegedly, so we're told,
About that.
from a local.
From a local guy.
Speaking of locals, we had Boldo from the ET Stand podcast, which is obviously a Sharks podcast, which makes more sense. He joined us earlier tonight, had a little bit of chat about this game, so we'll cut to that now. All right, we're going to turn this week to finals, week 2 versus the Sharks, and just to help us along this week, you've heard him before. If you're a regular listener, you would have heard him before. It's Boldo from the ET Stand podcast. However, I don't know if you can call yourself the ET Stand podcast this week, mate, because you aren't playing at Shark Park.
Well, it's certainly not a home match, is it? G'day, fellas. Certainly not a home match. It was never going to be a home match. I don't know what they were thinking, trying to get it changed there.
Isn't
They're
it,
worried about too many Swans fans. That's ridiculous.
isn't it only a few extra minutes up the road? It's not that much further away from home.
No, it's a fair drive. It's a 55-minute, 60 minutes, not quite an hour, but it's a nightmare public transport commute back to the Shire. So it is a little difficult.
So,
Mate,
so
we-
55-minute driving in Sydney is what, 5K, 8K?
No, it's about 25 Ks, 25, 30 kilometres. But it's more also the public transport problem or the parking problem out there. The central train station is a good 15-minute walk from the stadium. Despite the tram, it's still a bit of a pain. So
I wouldn't.
Sharks fans, they just don't like to. There are some people in the Shire who haven't left the Shire for 15, 20 years. They just don't like to leave.
Just get on the Woolly Creek station and away you go.
The Woolly or the Walleye?
The Walleye.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Walleye. Well, you wouldn't get off at Walleye. You go past Walleye. You go all the way from Cronulla all the way through to Central.
And that's my
So it's not
extent
really
of the Shire knowledge.
That's the extent of. Well, you're not missing much. But it is a nice stadium. It's a terrific time. The last visit that I had there was the unfortunate South Sydney shellacking, where the Sharks got absolutely pumped. We were never in it from the kickoff, and that was obviously after the 2-point loss to you guys the week before. So,
Well,
ouch.
From what we've experienced, teams generally don't go well the week after playing the Cowboys anyway. So we should have been on the Rabbits. In fact, we might have been here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you would have been. The Sharks were busted going into that one. We were just all sorts of trouble. We had players out. We just were overawed by the occasion of playing in front of a very parochial and loud and South Sydney dominant fan base. But it'll be different tune on Friday night. The Sharkies fans will be there. We'll be the dominant fan base.
I don't know. I think there's there's a whole lot of Cowboys travelling. In fact,
you can't even get a plane trip down there. What are you talking about?
The team can't, but that's because all the fans are going.
No, that's because you guys are a bunch of tight asses and we're just trying to fleece the NRL for the money. It's a complete scam.
Hey,
come on.
Whatever works and whatever gets us down there.
Whatever gets us a charter flight, direct in, direct out, then whatever it'll be is going to be.
I mean, the alternative was to get your guys to fly up here.
Well, there's no way that was going to happen, but I can understand that one D Mazzatesta was seen purchasing multiple tickets from Townsville down to Sydney and had hundreds of tickets. So perhaps it's been a stitch up, and it's like the old Socceroos with the Uruguay, where they bought all the tickets on the flights back to Australia so that the Uruguay guys couldn't get on it. But no, the team's going to get down here, so game on. So you guys are feeling a bit of air of confidence from you fellas.
Mate,
you're confident, aren't you?
We've still got 3 weeks left of footy in us, so of course we would be. And you know what? Peyton's boys are going to be up to the task of corralling Fitzgibbon's faithful, and we'll pan fry some flake come Friday night.
Not sure it's going to be that close, but all right.
I'll give it a go anyway. That's all fine. How's the team looking?
Fair enough.
Is there too much changes from the previous week? I haven't had a very deep look at it just yet.
The Sharkies, since the last time we played you guys, we have quite a few players back. We're not quite full strength with Jesse Ramian named on in jersey number 22. I expect him to play, which would see Siosifa Talakai return to the bench. So we'll have 4 forwards on the bench, which is what I expect you guys to have as well. Daniel Atkinson, he's in jersey 14. Whether we play with the interchange back on the bench or not's the major discussion point amongst the Sharks fans. And other than that, we're pretty much full strength through the forward pack. Tom Hazelton got through last week's game. So we'll put a lot stronger team out than we did in that 30 to 22 points defeat to you guys where we were robbed when Blake Brayley got sin binned.
Robbed.
But, it'll be probably more like
Robbed.
Robbed.
The game
Nah,
was
you guys
over
are
at
definitely better
half-time.
on that day.
Hey, Bob,
But it was over after the kickoff.
What's the vibe and feeling down there, Boulder, around Nico? Like, we're hearing media that they're looking at resting him. He's the star half. He was your Origin number 7 first choice when Cleary went down, and now everyone seems to be off him, and he's one of the nicest blokes in the league. You Sharkies
I
fans
can-
are quick to turn on your heroes.
The Sharks fans have not turned on Nico by any means. We ran our pod on Tuesday night, and it was unanimous amongst our panel that no one would drop Nico. And then we put a call out for anyone in the comments of our show, would you drop or consider getting rid of Nico? And we likened the analogy to Nico Hines is at best the 5th best halfback in the NRL, maybe the 6th if you count for DCE and Adam Reynolds being a little bit past it. So if Nico was available now, 10 teams I think would be interested in signing him. Doesn't mean that they necessarily would try and sign him. He's a quality player. He's just not Jerome Hughes or Nathan Cleary. And so he's still got a fair ways to go to improve before he can catch up to those players. And so, the Sharks fans are staying true. And with him, he's also coming back. He's only 2 weeks back from the syndesmosis injury. And he did set up one try against the Storm. We just got belted by them. They made no mistakes in the first half. Their forwards got over the top of us. And the strategy, we had it wrong with the Atkinson off the bench. We ran out of juice in the last 20 minutes. So the Sharks fans are certainly behind Nico, more so than ever. And we're a little bit fed up with the heat that he's copping from the media, really. It's a fabricated story from them. And you could see him getting frustrated this week in the news media. So in Nico we trust. He's still the most handsome man in the NRL. And let's wait and see what he can do this week.
Oh, he's good from far.
It's definitely not deserved, that's for sure, all the hate he's been copping in the media.
Well, what do you guys reckon? It's a bit tough, isn't it?
It's like any player. So Jason Taumalolo's been copping it in North Queensland for various reasons. And I think Val Holmes copped it at towards the start of the season here because he was out of form, a little bit out of form at the time. So, but I don't think we cop it the way New South Wales players or players in New South Wales cop it, just because we're out of the limelight a little bit up here to a point. It's just
also it's your media promoting your team, whereas the agendas of the other media are trying to hammer the players and put people down. It's more than a little. It's pretty nasty.
We tend to contend with Courier Mail, which is a massive Broncos rag, and anything they can put out that promotes the Broncos and puts down the Cowboys or Titans or Dolphins now, they'll do. So that's sort of how it works here. The whole thing around Jason Taumalolo was just, he's the $10 million man or whatever, and, he hasn't been performing up to standard.
He's not running for he's not playing 78 minutes a game, and he's not running for 400
meters. It was a great
meters.
contract 10 years ago, though.
Yeah, that's right.
That's rubbish.
And
it was a great contract 10 years ago.
And even if it was a 6-year or even a 5-year contract, at the end of those 5 years, any club who had him at the time would have re-signed him for another 5 years 5 years ago anyway. So it's not like the 10 years was a bad idea. It was just, I don't know.
Well, that was the going rate, though.
I still think he's one of the game's damaging forwards. So.
Yeah, he still is when he's in prime. Yeah, he's been had injuries the last 2 years. He's been a little bit out of form, but the team's been in and out of form. So it's like anyone. It's Nico struggles when the forwards don't give him space, but like any halfback. But it's all put back on Nico because he's a halfback.
He does have to kick the ball out in the full, though, when he gets a penalty. That's a pretty inexcusable error.
We've had that one against us as well. Like we failed to find touch as well. So happens in a game. I think the down point for you guys on the weekend though was dropping the ball off a kickoff. Yeah.
Oh, so I've made a comment. I reckon the likelihood of winning when you drop the ball off the kickoff is about 10%. I think every team that drops the ball off the first kickoff basically loses. I can't remember a team doing that and winning. It's just disastrous. And then Storm scoring straight away. It was just curtains. You just can't make those sort of mistakes. What I've noticed is the margins in the finals matches. They're just so fine. They're so small and minute. One refereeing decision, a 7th tackle try when it shouldn't have been. A sin bin on what was a Connor Tracy when it shouldn't have been. Like, any of those minuscule moments can just turn a game, which is what we'll probably see on Friday night as well, I suspect. It's going to be close.
It is a lot about momentum, and I think these two teams are fairly close anyway. I'm trying to recall what the scores this year, because it's one apiece this year, isn't it? Sharks, Cowboys.
Yeah. We pumped you guys when you were in that. Yeah, but you were in that bad run.
Yeah, but still,
Like,
42-point bad run, like maybe a
Yeah, we got a
24,
lucky
maybe
try
a
at the start.
24-point flogging's better.
You're right, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that was back in April when we were average and things weren't working for us. I mean, like Toddy
What did you
said,
lose, 6 in a row?
Oh, somewhere around there, yeah. And we had Toddy on Peyton on last week, and he was saying that they changed the defensive structure, and that would have been around that time. So, yeah, things weren't
So how did
really
that change?
gelling.
What did you do?
Oh, just the way they've set up the defensive structure has sort of changed, and it took a lot. He was saying it took a little bit for the players, especially the outside
guys
backs,
he used to.
to just for it to click for them, and that actually has clicked. Certainly in the last couple of weeks. So the defence has improved, although the Knights tended they tried to pull us apart last week.
Well, it was one player.
True, this is true. Yeah,
Yeah, but Ponga played well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mate.
That's the Knights though. So when
Because that's got to hurt. That's got to hurt, doesn't it? Watching one of your own players from yesteryear just carving you up.
No,
It's got to hurt.
not with Ponga, because that was a situational decision. So, we had Cootie running around and he was in prime form at the time. So, there was just no space for Coot at the time. In the same way that there was no space for Hammer at the time. We'd love to have him back.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't be playing fullback if he came back here at the moment just because Drinky's in such good form. So it's one of those things where, and every club is like that, you've got to make a decision based on the cap, based on who's in form at the time. You can never tell if a player's going to be 1,000% next year or 2 years down the track. So,
And when Ponga plays...
Well, that's right. Nico Hines is yeah. I'll get going.
Sorry, yeah, when Ponga plays, yeah, great. But what's he now? 5 years at the Knights and he hasn't completed a whole season yet. He's probably only played about 70 games for him.
yeah.
Out of a possible 150.
Yeah, but when he plays, they're good.
True. But
that's like the Sharks when we had Sean Johnson. He just ran out of. He just had hamstring injuries by the end of the season.
yeah.
So, which just makes him bloody hopeless.
And then goes overseas again and almost wins Dally M. Like, just how does that work out?
But then also gets injured at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's one of those things. But anyway, it's looking good for this Friday night. Holy moly. That's a short turnaround for the Cowboys.
Especially when we're recording
What's
this
your-
on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. Short turnaround for us. It's a bit unusual. I'm only just getting my voice back today, so you can tell. 7:50 p.m. on Friday night, which I don't know what the Friday night record is for the Sharks. I haven't really looked at that one.
we don't get too many Friday night matches, to be honest.
Nor do we. So, yeah, it's probably unusual for both teams. It's neutral ground, neutral time, and it's fourth versus fifth.
Yeah.
I think these two teams, I think it's going to be
Well,
pretty
versus
close.
6-day turnaround for both teams. I think the 6-day turnaround for the Sharks from the Sunday Brookvale match the week before hurt the Sharks. Then travelling down to Melbourne, that certainly didn't help. I don't think we should underestimate the value in the Sharks also being in Sydney. We need this to be a home match or a Sydney match. That will just help a lot in terms of how settled the team will be, which makes it, I think, 51-49 percentage points for you guys versus us. But it'll be close.
Yeah, indeed. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like we saw earlier in the season. It's depends on how the teams lift, and I think they're both going to be up there.
I just hope for both our sakes that the game is won in 10 minutes to go, so we don't have to ordeal a 92-minute golden point thriller where you age yourself 15 years in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, that was curtains for us for next week. What happened to you guys the week after that?
We had a week off,
and then
back. Moses threw a Tom Brady forward pass, and we choked against the Eels and bundled out.
Yeah.
But like I said, we got 3 more games of footy ahead of us, and I've got no doubt that this is the year that the 2024 Premiership will be in North Queensland.
I just love that just sheer confidence and one-eyed view. What scares you about the Sharks? Anything?
Your history against us, for sure.
Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah, that
help.
certainly helps.
Like, you guys always get up for us, but I think it is someone like Talakai coming off the bench. You've got big forwards as it is. You've got a great half. you do have strike power all around the park. I think
That's definitely true.
as Todd has said, and the more you hear it, the more you buy into it. The Cowboys' biggest fear, or who they have to overcome the most, is themselves. Like we can beat anyone. That look, we got 7, 8 Origin players in our team. We know how to play the game. We've got flair.
Yeah, but they're
and style.
Queensland Origin players.
Yeah.
Queensland. That doesn't make them real Origin players, does it? It's not like they've had to.
You win one series.
You win one.
One.
You win one. You win one.
Bring us back in 8 years, Boldo.
Oh, mate, I'm actually not that much of an Origin fan, to be honest, because my players never get picked to the New South Wales or the Queensland team.
Oh,
so I'm not that fussed on watching.
Nico had a go.
Oh, he got completely dudded. That was
Yes, he
rubbish.
did.
How was he meant to win when he was a halfback for a team that had 12 players?
Well, that's, we can all come up with excuses, but
Well, sure. Sure.
But
Fair
anyway.
enough. But you do have strike. Like, let's not forget, you are carrying Kyle Felt, who is the all-time top try scorer against the Sharks of current players.
Yeah.
So no player has scored more tries against the Sharkies. He seems to have a field day. Oh, I'll tell you what, the Sharks fans did not like his carry-on when he got that try against us and he gave poor young Liam Ison a serve.
Oh, that happened right in front of me too.
That was not cool. We're like, come on, dude, you're winning the game.
Welcome
You're meant
to-
to be a gentleman of the sport.
no. Not out on the field. He's a gentleman off the field, but on the field, he's angry Kyle. And that's how we like him.
Angry Kyle. Yeah.
And
I wouldn't like. Well,
sorry, just talking.
Yeah, go on.
Just talking about Felty there. You talked about media just before about how Nico cops it and everything. It goes both ways. If Kyle was a winger down south, 151 tries, he rarely gets a mentioned from anyone from down south up here. Like, shit, that's a pretty damn good record, and for one club as well. So it does go both ways.
Yeah,
when the media slaggers off a player, they don't recognise players either.
yeah, how many games is it? He's played what? He would have played, 10, 12 seasons?
Yeah, he's up to.
How many games has he done?
Did 200.
He's not a 300-game player, though.
No, he only did 200 this year. He's about 215 or so.
It's pretty good
or
strike
thereabouts,
record
yeah.
percentage-wise.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so why is he not playing another season?
A few different things there. I think there's a little bit of cap pressure. There's a little bit of winger pressure. And I don't know if they had the space for him. I think even Toddy said last week it was going to be a pretty low ball offer for him.
Offer.
And
It's a shame, really.
yeah, he just found, he had the opportunity to give it a go overseas for a couple of years. And he's got a young family, 2 very young kids, so it's perfect time to go over there, not disrupt them, and have a shot at another 20 or so tries over there per season.
Working paid holiday
What happened
in
to Chatty?
England.
What happened to Chatty, fellas? He can't make your team anymore.
Well, it's when you're out of form, you need to be cutthroat and move on and look to the future.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I don't know about that Chatty one. He was in and out, and they made the decision to just rest him for a week. And unfortunately for him, Clifford played one of his best games of the season. He's been pretty solid ever since. So
Yeah. And we're getting rid of all our Sharks players. We're getting rid of Val as well. So
Fair enough. Now, your talk of winning the premiership.
yes,
If you did win the premiership,
yep.
would
Win.
Jake Clifford be the worst NRL halfback to win the premiership ever?
I wouldn't say that.
No,
We'll find out this
No.
weekend whether or not he's 5th or 6th.
no, I don't think so. You're saying to win a premiership, the number 7 that has done it. I don't know, Joey.
No, not at all. Jake Clifford's great. He's in good form. He's got a half decent kick on him. His kick is not far off a Matt Burton bomb.
Yeah. And he's solid what he does. He's great in defence. He's got a good kicking game and he's got a good running game. He's got young legs.
His kick chase is unreal.
Yeah, you don't know something funny? You guys just completely distorted for your entire answer. from when I asked, would he be the worst halfback ever
No,
to win
not
an
at all.
NRL premiership? So everything you just said, I just missed. So I can just dismiss that as it's just our jokes aside. We have an ongoing joke on our one that we think Chad Townsend is up there for the worst premiership winning halfback, alongside the 2006 Broncos halfback. I'll be impressed if you can remember who that is.
Or Pistol probably can. But that's a bit rough because he won you guys.
John
the
Poon,
premiership.
Sean Berrigan.
It wasn't Sean Berrigan. Sean Berrigan played halfback for a lot of that season, but it's not Sean Berrigan.
Wow.
Joel Reddy. No, someone Reddy.
Not Joel Reddy. Oh, that's close. It's Shane Perry.
Shane Perry, not Reddy.
Shane
Wow.
Perry.
That's a hell of a memory. I
Yeah,
couldn't
no,
do
we
that.
were looking at it the other day, so it comes up. It
Yeah.
comes up a lot well, look, maybe if you guys can kick on in this final series, then Jake Clifford, this springboards his career. Is he another Queensland halfback?
He
Or is he
is.
New South Wales?
He is. No, he's a Queenslander. And look, he was playing good footy up here before he left and went to the Knights, and then he was leading the Dally M's after 2 weeks at the Knights. And then, he's a bit of a journeyman, went overseas, found himself, and I think he's very underrated, to be honest, Cliffo. There's a lot of hype around him up here, and you never know. Like, he's played 50-odd first-grade games now, so he's over the average NRL playing career, and win the comp this year. He's re-signed on for next year, and who knows after that.
Well, I like Tom Dearden. I think Dearden's quality, good passing game, speed, dangerous, caused the Sharks a lot of problems before. He's the one who scares me, to be honest.
He scored. I think he causes every team a little bit of a headache every week. He certainly gives it a
well,
go.
he made that.
He's definitely got the heart and soul to push for it.
And there's another Tom up here that you'll keep an eye out for is a Tom Duffy. He's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, but it's not as if he's Tom Hazelton, the Sharks cult.
Well, this is very true.
The 7-foot big show. Like, come on.
The big show.
This is very true, Baldo. How could I be mistaken?
So he gets a lot of tries, Big Tommy. So look out for that one. If you want to jump on certainly if the Sharks have got Daniel Atkinson on the bench, that means Tom Hazelton will get more minutes, which means Tommy might be a good bet for a try. But he is a popular bet for a try scorer. But we'll see. He's a cult hero. There's talk of bald caps for a whole bunch of Sharks fans and tape, which could be a bit of fun.
I was going to say he's that tall that his hair doesn't grow on his head. He's up in the clouds. But no, it's looking good for a banger semi-finals match.
Oh, it will be, won't it?
Where do you win it?
The Sharks centres, I think, if we can run with Kailero and Jesse Ramian, I think the early ball to the centres. I think the Sharks forward pack off the bench is particularly strong with if Talakai reverts to the bench with Royce Hunt and certainly Hazelton. The size of those guys are going to be difficult to deal with. And then I think we might just catch you at the end when you might run out of juice given the travel and the Sharks' intensity. We have to win, guys. If we don't win this game, then the calls for Fitzgibbon can't win finals, the pressure on Nico, we have to win. We're not a great finals team, but this one, it just feels like a classic Sharks win this week, lose next week scenario. But having said that, look, our record against you guys in finals is 2-5. So whilst we've got a good record over you guys recently, the 2 wins you've got over us were pretty important ones in terms of, 2017, that final series when you knocked us out when we were defending premiers, and then the Valentine Holmes one. So also keep an eye out. Britt Nickera is in very good form for the Sharks at the moment, so he'll be tough to deal with. And it's an off week for Jack Williams, guys. So Jack Williams is well known for dropping the ball a lot, but he dropped the ball last week. So that means he won't drop the ball this week. So it means that this week he's off the drops. So he drops the ball every second week and does dumb stuff every second week. So
we'll be
okay.
We'll be doing a little rain dance just to hope we can change a few fortunes there. Back at you, we'll throw Helam Lukey's in a hell of a lot of form. Like we said, Tommy Dearden is just. I don't think he's ever been out of form really.
We've got two good bookends in McLean and Taumalolo carting it forward. You got a Pitbull, the Rabid Wolverine, Ruben Cotter out the back. Good luck getting through that Great Wall of China-like defence.
And as we mentioned, Kyle Felt with a couple of tries. He's got them lined up.
Yeah, I think you find Ronaldo Mulatalo's got a higher try-scoring record per game than Carl Felton. Ronaldo will be dangerous.
Yeah,
but what a great...
They're going to be up against
what
each
a great-
other. Actually, then I don't think they are. No, they are. They're up against each other too, so it is going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah, certainly. So what a great finals team rivalry that the Sharks and the Cowboys have had. We did a review of the 2013 seventh tackle try match. That match literally had everything in it. And then the one where you guys got us 39-0 when Matt Scott ran over the top of Luke Lewis and you pumped us on the way to winning.
Thurston played tunnel ball out the back.
Thurston had the tunnel ball try. Maloney running at the SFS to get the Sharkies to the grand final. The Valentine. Like, there's a fair amount of highlight reels just from the finals matches between the Sharks and the Cowboys. It should be an absolute ripper. So it's 3 to you, 2 to us. I think we're due.
No.
No, we're not going to accept that.
No.
This is our year. We need this. We need this. We've only won one comp. We need this.
So have we.
Yeah, but did that really count?
We won't go there. But anyway, thanks, Baldo, from the ET stand.
Yeah, as soon as you give us a hard time about something for 2016, I'm not counting. Thanks, Baldo. All right, see you guys.
Yep.
No.
Catch you later.
Making it count. That wasn't the right word of terms.
No, just joking, fellas. Just. And I'll just say congratulations, fellas, on a brilliant podcast that you guys have had. We've been around on the ET Stand podcast for a year, and I have been keeping an eye on all of the different NRL teams' podcasts. You guys have got a nice, jovial, just lovely feel about you and connection to the team, and you don't get too beat down if you lose, and it's just a nice bunch of guys. So congratulations on all that. I wish you all the best for Friday night, and I hope we're not complaining about the referee after the match.
Yeah, that's just whoever team wins it, just win it and
just don't win on the ref.
Yeah, take the ref out of the call, and we got a 2-point penalty right on the trial at the 80th minute mark, and it was controversial. No, beat the ref. Just
let's just
don't be in that position.
Yeah.
Win by 10 with 5 to go.
No, it's
win by 10 with 5 to go.
It's Ashley Klein with the whistle, and he's known for
Sharks fans can't stand Klein.
Well, he puts it away in big games generally. So we'll see how he goes this week.
Well, that'll be our advantage because we give away a lot of penalties.
Good to know. Don't worry, the boys have done their video. They'll know. It's all good.
Sounds good. All right, gentlemen. Well, all the best, and we'll look forward to hearing from you guys next week when you're doing your post-season review.
Yeah, look, just give us a call. Does Bali have good Wi-Fi over there for when you want to call in?
I think it does. So, yeah, I look forward to doing that in around about October the 7th. Come on, guys. You and I both know. We all know that the Sharks nor the Cowboys are winning. Whoever wins this week's losing next week.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
All the way, my friend.
Come on.
All the way.
All right,
believe, belong, Baldo.
All right. That always be believing. All right, fellas.
Excellent.
You're absolute beautiful people. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks very much, Baldo. We'll catch you next time.
See you, mate. Good chat, Baldo. There was a bit of off-air chat too about that our both loves of a certain different entertainment sport.
I think that went for probably 15 minutes or so.
That's where Billy and I got a snooze.
Yeah.
Bit of a snooze in after
Trent Moggs would have loved being in on that one.
Yeah, well, unfortunately it wasn't recorded, so no one's ever going to hear it.
No, that's a shame.
Nah, it's a shame. Well, he might have recorded it at his end. We'll see. But yeah, that's finals week 2 and up the Cowboys.
And as Baldo mentioned in all that, Sharks have to win. It's got to be theirs. Like, they got to put some critics to bed and all that sort of stuff. And he said, we're playing in Sydney, which will suit us. You guys have to travel. We played Dogs on a Saturday night in Sydney, chartered a flight down, flight back. We then stay in Townsville, played Saturday night. We probably leave tomorrow, I'd imagine. Tonight's Wednesday as we
I thought they were
record.
flying on Friday.
Are they going to fly in, fly out, or are they going to fly down a day before?
I couldn't tell you. I thought they were flying down on the day.
Either way, we've been in Townsville the weekend gone, plus we flew back. So we've been in our own beds for the best part of 12 days or so.
Yep.
Sharks have they've played Manly away. I mean, I know it's only the peninsula and stuff, but either way, they've then had to come home, go to Melbourne, come back. I know it's not the biggest of travels, but it's only been a 6-day turnaround for them. Like that's 6 days of travel down, travel back, rehab, captain's run, all that sort of stuff, where we've had 12 days in our own bed.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
See what I'm getting at here?
Yeah. They've had a little bit of travel.
Yeah.
A little bit of disruption in the routine.
Interstate travel. You're not just catching the bus from Shark Park out to St. George.
However, just to counter that, they've got a little bit of travel this Friday, whereas we've got the big travel.
We do, but it's a direct flight, 3 hours.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Just depends on when you're right, whether we fly down tomorrow, being Thursday.
I think flying down Thursday would be better suited.
I think that would be smart because I think, as Toddy said last week, and if you haven't listened to last week, then what's wrong with you? Go back and have a listen. But he said that the hotel routine with the boys has been improved.
Yes.
Which I think goes a long way towards success.
Yeah, I've always said the best off-field team will win the game. I've always said that.
Yeah, I've always said that. Anyway, up the Cowboys.
Go the Cows.
Let's go. Friday night.
Roll the juggernaut forward. Pan fry some flake.
Pan fry some flake. NRLW on the weekend was up against, the Cowboys were up against the Roosters at Industry Group Stadium in Gosford. 24 points to 12. They went down. The girls went down. Not for lack of trying. Look, it was, I watched this one. It wasn't bad. We weren't terrible. It's just the Roosters were that little bit better.
More polish.
A little bit more polish, yeah. Cowboys, they're still finding their way.
Yeah.
But the girls they are getting better each week. And it's, there's been a lot of disruption with injuries over the last couple of weeks as well. Injuries and concussions and whatnot. So they're still finding their form and their combinations. I tell you what, they're getting there. Kira Dibb is still slotting them.
Is it top 4 in the NRLW or is it top 6?
Might be 6.
Right.
Because I think it was 5 last year. Maybe, don't quote me. And now it's 6. Double header this weekend though. And so the Cowboys are taking on the Knights. And the game before that at Queensland Country Bank Stadium is the Dragons versus Broncos.
Hey, that's a good double header.
Yeah, double header. So, if you've got daughters like I do, take them on down.
Take them down.
And I'm going to try to. And watch two games of footy.
What day is that they play?
That's Saturday.
Saturday,
I believe. Yeah, so
Watch
two games of footy, $15 for an adult, $5 for kids.
Cheap as chips. Go down to Molly's afterwards
Best
for halfway to St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, why not? I could see Billy eyeing them off.
Oh, Bill William.
So that is the NRLW, and that leads us into our new segment. New for this year, new for the end of this year. Try or no try?
All right, hit me with it. You got one this week,
I
don't
got
you?
one this week, and it's relevant because I've just gone through this. So you're going camping. And I know we spoke about this a little earlier, probably in the Patreon chat.
Yeah.
Now, you coming up with your dinners you're going to have each night? Do you go something simple? Baked beans, jaffle in the fire, something like that? Or do you go the whole hog, a roast in a camp oven with the veggies? You've only got one on, you can only have one or the other. Yeah. It's only a quick overnighter.
It's only a one-night
Just
overnighter.
a one-nighter. Just a quick
How
one.
long have you been there for?
How do you mean? I'm talking an overnighter.
Yeah, no, but no.
Like one night.
Yeah, but
I thought that was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it is. But how long have you been there for? Did you get there at 10 a.m. that day, or did you get there at like 5 p.m. after work, knocked off?
Oh, I mean, geez, you're not going to have much time to roast in a camp oven if you're getting there at 5 p.m.
No, so that's what I mean. Like you've left home.
Let's say
You've
left first thing in the morning. It's at most 2 or 3 hours travel.
Okay, so you're there by lunchtime.
You're mid-morning.
Mid-morning, okay. Definitely a roast.
Even though it's a one-nighter.
Yep,
you're going
definitely
for
a roast.
So as soon as you get there, you've set up your camper or your tent or whatever.
Yep, set up camp, takes all of half hour.
You're chopping your veggies.
You've got to you start a fire first, get coal base, and then start prepping veggies. Now, if you've done it right, you might have prepped the night before. You might have peeled some potatoes or whatever. That takes nothing. I'm talking veggies in a roast.
You most certainly would have done it the night before because you would have eaten a potato raw while you were chopping them.
Just raw dogging it. In a roast, you're going to have a potato, pumpkin, carrot, and a jar of pickled onions. You're not putting anything else in
Pickled
there.
onions?
Shit oath. Ever done pickled onions in a roast?
I haven't.
You have missed out for 46 years of your life.
Pickled onions in a roast,
Yeah.
eh?
Instead of normal onion, get a jar of pickled onions. 3-3's Rosella, or 3-3's are good, but Rosellas are great as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Take it under advisement.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep. Just adds a bit of moisture juice. Also, use some of the pickled onion juice as well. That creates like a bit of a stock gravy.
So my next question is, what have you got against baked beans in a Jaffa line?
I don't have anything about baked beans in a Jaffa line because that would have been toasted sandwiches for lunch.
Oh, there we go. I like your
I would have
thinking.
done a ham, cheese, tomato, Jaffa camp oven at lunch. Have a coal base going, have a fire pit going. At this stage, I'm only assuming that's 12 Forex Gold's deep by now.
You also clearly have no kids.
I have a rule at camping is that it's golds by day, bitters by night. And so it's a tried and tested rule.
Clearly,
it works.
Goes
Except
well.
sometimes the bitters start before the sun goes down. And it's like, I've had 5 golds, I'll just start drinking bitters.
Yep.
Call that the power play. And so you got your camp oven and everything. Like you can chuck that in by 5 p.m.
Yep.
You're eating a roast dinner in the middle of nowhere, God's country, by 7.
Okay.
7:30 latest. Dinner time anyway. Hell, chuck it in at 4 if you want a 6:30 dinner.
Okay.
It's not a lot of work goes into the roast
It's
either,
not.
really.
It's really not. You shovel a bit of coals out of a fire, or even if you wanted to, just cook it while it's in there. But yeah, shovel some coals out, camp oven it down on it, coals on top.
You don't have to clean all the spaghettis
Shit, no.
and the baked beans out of the jaffle maker
Yep.
as well.
Oh, that's part
Yep.
of the fun.
And then you don't have steel cans that, shit, I can't chuck them in the fire or whatever. But I can scrap me potato skin scraps and pumpkin seeds and stuff in the fire.
Yeah, right. Okay. There we are. Let's try or no try.
Yeah, try for the camp oven.
Try for the camp oven.
But-
I'm happy either way.
But not dismissing the camp oven jaffles. Or the camp
Campfire
jaffles.
jaffles, yeah.
Because that would be a lunchtime thing
Okay.
to tide you over into the roast.
I like it.
With maybe a couple of hours later a box of shapes or something.
And finishing off the night with a box of favourites.
Box of favourites, maybe a box of grape juice.
Box of grape. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Copy.
cask of wine.
Yeah, took me a while there. Yeah, catching on.
A bit of port to keep you
Bit
warm.
of port or
Bit of
maybe
port, yeah, a nice bottle of port from Murdering Point.
maybe a bourbon or a rum or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't mention rums right now.
How
Still
good
got
are
a
they?
little bit of residue
Yeah,
from the night
I'll
before.
go get you a bucket.
Speaking of rums, had a few of them and some Guinnesses at Molly Malone's
We did.
on Saturday night.
And just as we were leaving, one of the blokes that was sitting at the barrel that we're sitting around, I think it was Dazza,
Yep.
ordered their cob loaf.
He did.
And it's like, we could not go to the Leagues Club right now because we were going there for a couple to do
Yeah.
the march. An extra 40 minutes at Molly's, we could have done another 2 pints and a cob.
We probably could have, and that is a $15 cob on a Saturday night. Cob loaf for 2 with a choice of 3 fillings. But yeah, no, we bailed and decided to traipse down to Leagues Club,
Take in the festivities.
take in the festivities. I mean, it's one of those things you have to experience. There's nothing wrong with a palmy. That's on a Friday night. You could have a palmy this Friday night and then go and watch the game. I believe they're having a car park party at the Leagues Club.
Oh, they haven't one there, are they?
It could be, yeah. I think I saw something about that.
Or you could watch the game at Molly's.
You should be able to because it's all on
Because it's all free to wear.
Yeah, it's Channel 9, that's right. It is. So, yeah. Otherwise, Tuesday night is a $15 crumb steak. Wednesday night, tonight, as we record this, beer and burger, $20.
Giddy up.
Should add one of them. Thursday night, trivia night or open mic comedy every second week. And, very much thanks to Molly Malone's.
And this Saturday coming, the 21st of September, Robert, they do this thing. They've been doing it for a couple of years now, and they call it halfway to St. Paddy's Day.
They do. Yes.
So, obviously, St. Paddy's is 17th of March.
Yep.
So, they're doing a St. Paddy's Day, but not on St. Paddy's Day.
It's like Christmas in July,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's the halfway there.
So there'll be plenty of
We got
Guinness crack, and they've got a couple of Irish bands playing and a good bit of food and just a good old fun time crack, as they say in the Irish.
I know, you've said it twice now.
Yeah.
I think you just like saying crack.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
All right.
Well, what's the crack?
A bit of fun. Bit of fun.
Exactly. Tipping comp.
Oh, yes.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bit of a story here. We'll get to that one. In the main
there's
competition.
no story at all. He didn't put him in. Fuck you.
Well, you set it up, you just knock them straight down. Herbie is out in front on 160 points. There's only, 5 games left, I believe, if I'm counting correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. So ESPN 89132700 is Herbie. He's out in front on 160 points. In second place, Get Your Tips Out on 157. And in third place, Hales 7 on 156. Anything under that, I don't think you're going to make it unless you somehow had a joker in reserve that we didn't see. It could come down to margin as well. Who knows? But Herbie's bloody dialed in. So I can't see anyone beating them. Cowboy Chicken, 17th spot. You tipped 4 as well.
Yeah.
Most people have tipped 4.
That's another perfect round for the year.
Yeah, you got lucky.
45th spot, Rob on the Ranch. I'm on 143 points. I'm not even catching you, Bill. I don't think it's going to happen.
Nah.
I'm 6 points away. So unless you suddenly get salary cap breached, I don't think I'm beating you. You never know. In 82nd spot, Pistol.
Pew, pew.
Blazing 2 guns.
Ooh, haven't heard Mel's prize number 1 yet. Yeah.
Getting 3 from 4.
Yeah.
Which one did you drop?
Dogs.
Dogs. Yeah, okay, right.
Drop
fair
dogs.
enough.
I went all home, boys.
Yeah, okay. All right, you're on 131. Mel's Pies number 1. Morgan got 0.
And to be fair, dogs should have won.
He, yeah, okay. He didn't put his tips in. Or he got 0.
I think he actually tipped a 0. Yeah.
I think he might have actually, because he's got a 20-point margin.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't put your tips in, you get a 0 margin.
You get a 0 margin.
That's
Yeah.
why he didn't back the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Now, we can go in and see who he tipped, but in fact, let's just do...
No, he didn't put it in.
He didn't put his tips in. So
What
how
a
did,
wanker.
how did he get the 10?
What an absolute wanker. There's $100 on the line and he was beating me. He's beaten me by 1, Robs.
Well, look, that's it. It is what it is. So Mal's Pies on 129 on 106 points. In 106th spot is the Potato. That was a good theory, that one. The Patreon tipping has Get Your Tips Out leading that one on 157, and then Como 99 on 151. 6 points there. I don't think Como's going to make it.
No. So who's that on top of the Patreon?
Let's Get Your Tips Out.
Has they won it before?
I'm pretty sure they have not. Let me just
Better not have.
get your tips out. So if Get Your Tips Out is...
Brilliant radio.
Good content.
When there's silence, it gets cut out automatically. That does not help.
Bill, why would you burp in the microphone like that?
I think that's Corbsy. Corbin.
Corbin Kelly.
Corbin Kelly. I don't believe they've won before.
Yeah, he has. I've sent him one last year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because didn't Trax win?
He might have won
Trax might have won the public one.
public
And Corbin Kelly.
or vice versa, one of the two. I've definitely sent one off to Corbin.
Well, that's back to back maybe. We'll have to go back through the record books here.
Yeah.
'Cause I can't remember. But yeah, well, hard to beat then. Hey,
Hard to beat.
could be on going for a three-peat.
Maybe.
We'll have a look at that. Because
Now,
actually, Trax is in third place, equal points with Camo.
Can get your tips out. Maybe send us some multis or tips or something like moving forward. Like,
Give us something. If we're sending you stuff, we want some back. There's been some good rounds. There's the odd perfect round there for get your tips out. I can see at least one there. But anyway, that's the main tipping column.
maybe Morgan did submit his tips with the margin, and it's recognised the margin, but it didn't recognise the tips.
I believe we can see who tipped what.
Yeah, I've already looked it up. He didn't put it in. Because when I saw that, when I looked into it, because I got 3 from, it's like, interesting.
The margin in the game was 20.
Yes, because my margin is 4 because I had him to win by 24.
Yeah.
And you laughed at me.
So yeah, I did. So because there's other ones there that didn't put their tips in,
Yes.
and they get the same thing.
Yep. Man, that's a bold strategy.
Well, it's clearly not working, but there's only 2 points between you. He could get it back.
He was beating me by 1. There's $100 on the line here.
Wow.
Shook on camera and everything.
Well,
And now he's down by 2. Mine to lose. Mine to lose.
no pressure then.
No.
Not at all. Friday, Morgan, you're going to have to remember to put your tips in. Friday the 20th and hit submit.
He's going to have to not tip Cowboys if he wants to make a climb.
Potentially.
No, he definitely has to not tip the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're right. Well, it's 5 games.
Yeah, but this week. So if he draws level, he didn't tip the Cowboys this week.
All right, well, speaking of, it's Friday the 20th of September, 7:50 p.m, Allianz Stadium, neutral ground. Sharks $1.60, Cowboys $2.35.
Juice.
Rude is what that is.
That's juice. That's good. Should be 8-1.
It is, but there's no respect there. I'm going Cowboys by 10. Bill?
Yeah, I've gone Cowboys by 10 as well.
Ooh, I've gone Cowboys by 18.
Cowboys by 18?
Yeah, you know how I usually go the 51 plus thing?
Yep.
I don't think that's happened this week.
But
However,
what if it does?
well, still will put a cup of coffee on it. However, there was a period in our time with the young Eric Scott where we'd be betting on 13 to 18, and it landed more times than not. So get Cowboys 13 to 18.
Oh, okay, I like it. The potato has gone the Cowboys as well. Would you believe? Saturday the 21st in the second semi-final of 2024. It'll be at Allianz as well. Can the ground hold up?
No.
The Roosters $1.60. Manly Sea Eagles are $2.35. I want to tip Manly here, but I'm going to go the Roosters. Bill?
I've got Manly.
You're going Manly.
I reckon it could be a potential Manly Cowboys grand final.
Ooh, I'm actually with Bill on this one. I've gone
Manly as well.
Manly. Last week was the 4 homeboys. This week is the Road Warriors.
Yeah, okay. Well, the potato's gone Manly as well, so read of that.
And for those playing along at home, Cowboys to win 13 to 18 is 10 to 1.
Do it.
Oh, it will be.
He already has.
It will be.
We
I
can't.
just got to...
It's fishing funds.
Yeah. insufficient funds, but I got pulled up by the Führer. Now this is public, and listen here, Dubai sand lady. Ease up, all right?
Mein Führer.
If I choose to have a punt on the horses this week so I can win enough money to put on Cowboys 13-18, then by God, I will do it.
He's talks tough when she's on the other side of the planet.
Damn fucking straight he does. Not going to cop backlash for that one bit.
Well then.
Yes, we're back again, ladies and gentlemen, for another week. We got to land one. We're due. If you've been following me all year long, you know my pain as well. We were close last week. We had a Tungo and a Taruva.
Were we?
Yeah, we had a Tungo and Taruva anytime. Luai doesn't know how to pass it out to Taruva. All I needed was a Taruva and I would have been up good on my personals. We then needed a Warbrick and a Pappenhausen. Pappy doesn't cross, he gives it up. We then had Joe, Charlie, and Lions head-to-head tick into a Cows 13 plus. We won by 12.
Ooh.
We were close. We were bloody close. So here we go this week.
Except for the first 3 legs.
No, they were close too. They almost scored.
Almost.
Didn't, but almost.
Almost.
So we have gone Cowboys to win head-to-head against the Sharks into a Felt, Talangi and Drinkwater anytime try.
Jesus.
We're then going to the Pride of Brisbane town where we need Charlie, Joe, Kai Lohman, Calamachi and the Lions head-to-head to beat Geelong. Oh, they're anytime goal scorers. Like, they'll do that in the first quarter. And then to round it off...
Now that's at the MCG.
Yeah, MCG, Smemshi me. Like, just...
No, I think his name is Callum Archie.
Oh, it is Calamachi, yeah.
Kaloom.
And then we're rounding it out with a Dommy Young, Tommy Talau, anytime for Roosters versus Manly game. Now, power played, when we rock and roll this, it is to $325.83 to 120 on that, $6,516.69. Mika, when this wins, shut up.
And you can get a new fridge.
And you can get a new fridge with that.
Or a Titanic Lego.
Or we could get a Titanic Lego.
You could.
We could with that sort of money.
Easily.
Surely. Not even the knockoff one either.
No.
Yeah.
Even the real one. Anyway, that's Pistols Multi. That's thanks to Fusion Networks.
For all your data and internet providing needs and any help with glitches with switches or server racks or customer service in general, hit up my main man, Morgie.
Just don't ask him for a screwdriver.
Set an alarm off.
Okay. Anyway, the playlist this week, we're going to add a couple more banger tracks.
Banging.
Absolute bangers. Pistol, kick this one off.
I've got one for next week because I was going to pick this one tonight, but I went with a different one. So next week's going to be, regardless, it's going to be a Celine Dion power ballad next week.
Okay.
Tonight, go on a banger. Just, it comes on, it's got good tune, it's got good riff, it's got good lyric. And to be honest, I like the cut of its jib. Keith Urban, Days Go By.
Look, I can handle that. Keith's okay.
Keith's good.
He's all right.
Keith's good. He's just an Aussie battler.
I don't know if he's battling much.
Maybe not.
Considering he bought Nicole Kidman a Lamborghini and she doesn't drive it.
Yeah, but
That's pretty ungrateful.
that might have been
it?
bought out of the joint account that she's made.
I don't think she's ungrateful. I think she's just scared to
Yeah.
damage it.
See, why have something good that you're not going to drive? See, that's why I would just get like a Dunger.
Yeah, you would though.
And just see, not a Dunger in general, but
A nice car,
nice
but just a regular car.
When I had my Mitsubishi Triton, I stand by it. That's the best car I've ever driven. If I won $1 million lottos and stuff, I'd just get one of them again. I don't need a $900,000 Porsche.
Yeah, but
Nah.
you know,
You could put a fridge in the back of a Triton.
you can put a fridge in the back of a Porsche. Actually,
you
can't.
could do dump runs.
You'd have to put the fridge in the front of the Porsche.
Oh, you would have to, yeah. Yeah.
Zing. All right, I'm going some garbage. I'm only happy when it rains.
Not a bad one.
Now, this one's for Nico
Not a bad one.
because he's only happy when it rains.
Yeah, a wethead Nico is not good for us, though.
No, but it's not going to rain.
Hopefully not.
It's not. I'm not even letting the universe have that option.
I have a funny feeling I'll be having a beer with you on Friday night, and if Nico runs out and his hair is wetter than a Japanese tsunami, I am not going to be happy.
You're going to punch me in the arm several
Like an
times.
Amazonian monsoon.
You've punched me in the arm. Yeah, I'm fine.
You've deserved it, though.
Yeah.
I told you every time Cowboys scored against Raiders, I'm wailing on you because you tipped Raiders against us.
And it didn't hurt. It was like a mozzie.
I was pulling the punches.
Little mozzie bites.
I was pulling them.
Sure you were. Hi, Bill.
Hello.
Have you got a song you would like to add to the
I'm having a look
playlist?
through. I found one. I'm not sure if it's been in a previous one. I'm sure you'll let me know.
Throw it in anyway.
But I reckon because the Cowboys will go the full distance, so I reckon I'm going to go the distance by Cake.
Oh, I like it.
Get on it.
Going the distance. He's going for speed.
And unfortunately, with the playlist, we do have a bit of a rule where you can't add a song in that we've done in the other two playlists. Now, go back and have a listen to them, even though there's been a couple that have filtered in, like we have forgotten. We know that Journey's Don't Stop Believing is in those other playlists. That's why we can't put it in.
Yeah, true. There should be some songs that go in every playlist.
Yeah.
That would be one.
That would be one.
Obviously, Life of the Outpost is another.
If we win this week, Journey, out of a technicality rule,
Yeah.
it can go in.
Yeah.
If we make a prelim, Journeys Don't Stop Believing gets a run.
Oh, it got a
But
run.
you just can't put it in at like round 14.
No. That's right.
It's got to be a prelim or GF, and
Well,
that's
that's
when
right.
it gets
Because
a
you
go.
don't stop believing at that point.
That's right.
In fact, if anything, you would turn up the believing.
You would turn it up and rip the knob off,
Turn it to 11 and rip the knob off.
Yeah. And it only goes to 10, like,
Only,
that's loud.
oh, that's loud. Beautiful. Well, on that note, I don't know how else to end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us for another week. It's not quite toddy in the studio, but it's ended on a good note.
Hey, we had a good go. Boldo came on. Bit of banter and chat there from the ET stand.
Big thanks to Boldo. He knows his team very, very well, and knows how they're going to win. So,
Would you say he knows his team very well the same way that the policeman knows his judo well?
potentially, yes.
What is the charge?
What is the charge? All right, well, thanks very much for joining us this week. We're at On The Ranch NQ on Instagram and Facebook, and also on the ranch NQ.myshopify.com. Pick yourself up a pannikin for just $19.
We're also on Instagram and Facebook Reels now, so be a couple of shorts that you can
Oh, yeah. They've been ripping
tune
out.
on in.
Didn't you even make it to TikTok?
Yes. Yes, we're on TikTok as
Oh,
well.
we're on the top.
The reels are on the talk.
Whoa.
So we're going to, I don't know what else to put on there, so we're on the Hoctoir.
Same stardom.
I'm at XR Bob on Twitter and Instagram, I think. Pistol, another on the spot this
On
week.
the spot. Have to, man.
Have to.
Have to.
Well, let's see what we can do about that one.
I haven't been writing scripts. I've just been thinking of them in the shower and then trying to remember what they were.
It's obvious. Billy, thanks very much for the video again.
Thank you for having me again.
Always. Morgan Holmes Evans is somewhere over in Europe.
Yeah.
And
He was in Rome, actually. I saw he put a photo
That's
up of the Colosseum.
nice place to visit. That's all thanks to Fusion Networks, thanks to ESPF, thanks to Molly Malone's, and up the Cowboys.
Go the Cowboys. And do you think Morgie's going to be drinking a Negroni in Florence?
No.
Go the Cows.